I want to read you a passage that I was reading this morning that I've been really, really wrestling with, especially as an entrepreneur trying to make money in this world. And so I'm going to read it, and then we're going to kind of dissect it. And I want to share just a bit of my thoughts and a bit of my takeaways, and maybe it'll help you and inspire you in some way, shape, or form. So we're in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. Those who love money will never have enough. How meaningless to think that wealth brings true happiness. The more you have, the more people come to help you spend it. So what good is wealth except perhaps to watch it slip through your fingers? People who work hard sleep well, whether they eat little or much, but the rich seldom get a good night's sleep. There is another serious problem I have seen under the sun. Hoarding riches harms the saver. Money is put into risky investments that turn sour, and everything is lost in the end. There is nothing left to pass on to one's children. We all come to the end of our lives as naked and empty-handed as on the day we were born. We can't take our riches with us, and this too is a very serious problem. People leave this world no better off than when they came. All their hard work is for nothing, like working for the wind. Throughout their lives, they live under a cloud, frustrated, discouraged, and angry. And I read that. I was like, man, you're summarizing parts of my life right now. And I think God works in wonderful ways. And I sit here and I read this, right? I read this and I'm just like, yep, you've done it again. You've done it again, right? And so I just want to read this one line from my other Bible. This is the New King James Version. As he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return, to go as he came, and he shall take nothing from his labor which he may carry away in his hand. And once again, that's verse 15. Just once again reminding us that you leave the world the same way you came, with nothing, just who you are. And so, yes, of course, working hard, and yes, of course, money is a tool that you can use to help. The money is a tool that you need to provide for your family, etc. But I think a lot of us, myself included, I'm speaking really for me, have gone so far in the extreme of money, and fair enough, it's all the media talks about. It's all friends and family and politics talk about is money, the interest rate, the economy, money, GDP this, GDP that, right? Money. It's all everyone talks about. I wonder why. I wonder why we're only ever talking about money, some fake, made-up thing, right, from the government they print. I wonder why, right? And I wonder how we've got to a point in life where people base their happiness on the level of or on the measure of money in their bank account, but no matter what that amount is, they'll never be happy, right? Once again, if we go back here, verse 10, those who love money will never have enough. How meaningless to think that wealth brings true happiness. And I'll read it to you from the KJV version as well. He who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance with increase. This also is vanity. And it's just goes to show that there is so much more, right? This is how I interpret it. Is there so much more, and whatever you are putting your eye on and think that will make you happiness, it won't, because it's all vanity, right? All these external things, the cars, the boats, the girls, the whatever, it's all vanity. The one true sense of happiness comes from building a relationship with God. And it comes from working on that and building that relationship with Him. And that's where you're going to find meaning. That's where you're going to find purpose. That's where you're going to find fulfillment. That's why there's so many people that make so much money that still feel empty. They feel like there's something missing. And that's because there is. They haven't built a relationship with the Father. And I just read this verse, right? And even just everywhere in Ecclesiastes is really, really good for entrepreneurs. And I'm working my way through it. But I just read this verse, as he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return. And I think it's just such a humble reminder that one day we're going to leave this earth. And everything that we have doesn't go with us, right? It's just us, the way that we came into this world. And so why are we putting such a huge emphasis on these external things and dictating our happiness relative to those things. And I think it's so hard, especially when we're surrounded by, such a society that promotes money, 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 raises, career, whatever the case is, to really think this through. But I think it's so good to get brought back and realize, like, hey, you could die tomorrow. And everything you've worked towards, everything that you've based your life success off now won't go with you. And so what does it really mean? Meaningless, right? It's all just meaningless. As a matter of fact, if I turn the page back and we go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 2. Everything is meaningless, says the teacher. Completely meaningless. What do people get for all their hard work under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth never changes. Everything is meaningless, right? And let me read the rest of this passage too, because it was so powerful when I read this the other day. The sun rises and the sun sets, then hurries around to rise again. The wind blows south and then turns north. Around and around it goes, blowing in circles. Rivers run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows out again to the sea. Everything is wearisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are never content. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here is something new, but actually it is old. Nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past and in the future generations. No one will remember what we are doing now. Right? And think about outside of the Bible, right? And what was happening way back then. What do we know about people that lived 746 years ago? What do we know about that one guy named Bob, okay, who was mad that he didn't make enough money for his family? You know what I mean? We don't know. And that's the whole point, is it's meaningless. With time, everything becomes obsolete except for this, except for one single thing. I wonder why, right? But everything becomes obsolete and meaningless as time goes on, because people just forget, okay? They just forget. And so stop putting such a huge emphasis on these things that you're putting all this, all this time and energy and resources into now. It's meaningless. It's all going to go, right? And future generations are going to forget. So stop being so hard on yourself and stop being so hard on yourself and not allowing yourself to be happy because you feel you need to get X in order to be happy, to feel Y. That's not true. And don't let that belief hold you back. So, yeah, that is my late night thoughts and something I wanted to share from what I was reading earlier, because this just had a huge, profound aha moment for me, especially as an entrepreneur. And I reckon it could perhaps do the same for some other people.